Hello friends, welcome back. So in this session we will learn about the wiring in Spring framework. So in the last session we have seen for dependency injection there are three ways to inject the dependency. Three ways to inject the dependencies we have. One is constructor injection and another one is setter injection. So constructor injection and setter injection we have already seen in the last session. So in today's session we will see field injection, that is done through wiring. So we will see now wiring dependency injection techniques in Spring framework. Okay, so what is wiring? A wiring is the process of injecting in the sense initializing. Injecting is nothing but initializations only. Wiring is the process of initializing or injecting the dependency of bean, or property of a bean or variable of a bean. You can see field of the class or field of the bean called dependency, that has to be initialized through @AutoWire annotations. We can achieve wiring in Spring framework. So this is wiring. Wiring is a process of injecting or initializing the dependency of a bean or property of a bean, and that is achieved through @AutoWire annotations. So we have three modes. Of wiring. One is by name, another one is by type, third one is constructor, and fourth one is a no. No means no, you have to initialize explicitly. There is a Spring will not initialize. We will see all those. So first we will see XML configuration. We have already seen that Spring configuration can be done in XML file or in Java file also. So first we will see in XML file only. So in XML how we will do this configuration, wiring mode, how we will configure wiring mode in Spring XML configuration file. So here we have seen that bean will be defined or bean will be configured using bean tag in XML file. Here will be the ID of bean and here will be the fully qualified class name of the bean. Class attribute will hold the fully qualified class name, ID will hold the unique ID or name of the bean. Here AutoWire attribute is also there. So that AutoWire attribute value it can have by name, by type, no, or constructor. Any of the value it can have. So first we will see by name. Okay, so here we have created two beans. One is student repository and another one is student service. So student repository has a dependency called repo name, and that is marked with @AutoWire. You can see here through AutoWire. AutoWired. It should be AutoWired. Through AutoWired. Yeah. So it should be AutoWired. So through AutoWired we can achieve wiring. So here if you see this bean class has a field repo name of a string type, and that is marked with AutoWired. It means who will initialize this one? Spring will initialize. How Spring will initialize? Spring will initialize by name. By name. So that configuration we will do in our auto wire attribute in XML file. Okay, and we also have created and one more thing you can see here, there is no getter and setter methods, no constructor, no getter and setter method, because it will use reflection. Using reflection it will initialize. Spring will use reflection, and using reflection Spring will initialize. So there is no need of getter and setter method or constructor, not required. Okay, and here we have created one more bean class, that is a student service, and student service is also same set of code, but the difference is here we are initializing student repository. Here dependency is there in student service, student repository. Student repository is the dependency of a student service. Student repository has a dependency of a string type repo name, and student service has a repository of student service has the repository has the dependency of student repository, and that is also auto wired. It means Spring will initialize. How Spring will initialize? By type. So let's see that one. By type. So I will open this XML configuration, and you can see here. So in XML configuration, what we need to do here, we have to create this extra bean here in XML. One extra bean we have to create. This is an internal bean that is available under org.springframework.bean.factory.annotation.auto-wired-annotation bean post processor. Okay, so this is extra bean that we have to create here. Others are same. Here we are creating one bean of a string type, java.lang.string. We know this is a one string class is already there in the java.lang package. For that one we are creating one bean. We can create here because we need repository name also. So that repository name bean we are configuring here. Constructor argument with 0 index we are giving the student repository, that will be the name of this one. So this is a one bean. Name is, you can see, repo name. You can see here name will be repo name, and here student repo we are creating, and here you can see student repo. This is the you can give this name or ID, that is up to your fine. This name also you can give. So this is the name is student repo, and student repo auto wire by name is repo name. So it will use this repo name. Means what should be the name of repo? What is the variable name of repo name? This variable repo name. So your Spring will search, is there any string type bean is available under Spring container that has a name repo name. So if available, your Spring will initialize with that one. So this is repo, this is by name. Another one is by type. By type, how your Spring will search? By type, your Spring will search, is there any inside your student service, because this is a student service bean. Student service bean. So your Spring container will search for a bean of type student repository. If there is any bean, then your Spring will initialize with that one. That's it. Now I just run this one and we will see. First we will see XML configuration, then we will see. So what I am doing here, service bean, get bean, service student service dot class. So it will get the service from the service that get repo name, from the service we are calling, get repo name, and that name is returned from student repository dot get name. Okay, 5. So application started. So what is the name of that repository? We have specified the student repo. The student repo. If you want, if you will change this name, the student repository for stud student CURD operation, anything, whatever you want to give, you can give. And now just run this one. Yes, now you can see the student repository of CURD operation. So this is like that it will work. So what will be the by name? When by name, how it is working actually, how it is working by name? When auto wire attribute value auto wire attribute value is defined by name, Spring will check whether any bean instance is running in the container whose ID or name is same as variable property name. If any bean, if bean is found whose name is same as variable name and then type is also same, then Spring will inject or initialize that field with bean. If you see here, if you see what is happening here, we are giving by name, So by name, for student repository, what your Spring will search? Your Spring will search, is there any string type bean is available whose name is repo name? If it is there, then Spring will take that one and inject with this one. So that is happening here only. But what if I will give this name is a different? I will give this name is repo name 1 or repo name 2. In that case, this name will be different. So what will happen in that case? If bean not found whose name is same as variable name, then dependency will remain uninjected or null or uninitialized. So it should be uninjected, it should be null. Yes. So so what will happen? So currently there is no bean with name, but with the type only one bean is there. So it will inject. But if I will close, now no bean is there. So what is happening? Unsatisfied dependency exception, repo name accepted exception is no such bean definition exception. No qualifying bean of string available, expected at least one bean with the qualifying auto-wired candidate dependency annotations, and by default this auto-wired is true. So that's why it is coming, because if you see this repository auto-wired required, if you make it false, this exception will not come. Because it is not required. So now if I run this one, it is null. because by default the value for auto void required is true. So if it is not found, if it's not found, it will throw an exception. Okay, okay, fine. But what if, suppose if I will not commit this one and this name is different, then what will happen? Now the name is different. Name is different. Here name is repo name 2. Okay, or it is let's take it as ID. We'll see ID. Same thing, only it doesn't. So run on Java application. Yes, it is initializing whether the name is different. Why? Because first it is checking with by name. If it is not found with by name, then it will go for by type. Is there any single bean is available of the type string? Yeah, it is there, is available. So it is available, then it will initialize. So this is called by name or by type. And if the initialization required is true, if this initialization required is true but no bean found, then what will give? No qualifying bean found. No qualifying bean found. You can see. Yes. Error creating name with bean student repo. Unsatisfied dependency expressed through field repo name nested exception. So here it is saying no qualifying bean of type java.lang.string available, expected at least one bean which qualify as auto wire candidate dependency required true, but it is not there. So it is not initializing. No qualifying bean. Okay, that's fine. So this is auto wiring by name. So here if bean is not found whose name is same as variable property name, then the type is also same, then Spring will initialize. If bean is found with name but type is different, it will not initialize, and by default the auto wire value is true. It means it will be throwing that exception. Next one is by type. By type, if you see here, it is a by type. So by type means it will search for a type of student repo, student repository object. If any instance that is available under Spring container whose type is student repository, it will pick and initialize. Spring will pick and initialize. So currently just I am uncommenting this one, repo name, that is fine. It is initializing. Yes, it is initializing. But here if you see by type, so by type currently one bean is there, but what if I will give one more bean, repo A, repo B, I have given 2 beans, I have given by type. In that case what will happen? It will, your Spring will be confused. You don't know Spring will also don't know which one should be initialized. So what it will say now, error creating of bean student service bean unsatisfied dependency, and here you can see the difference. No qualifying bean is available. No qualifying bean is available, available, expecting single matching bean but found two, expecting single matching bean but found two, one is repo A, another one is repo B, two are there, then your spring is also confused which one it should be initialized, so it will throw no unique definition exception, no unique bean definition exception, no unique bean definition exception. If more than one bean of same type is there in container, then Spring will throw an exception of no unique bean definition exception. And bean, and suppose now two are there, now we have two are there, but both the names are different, but one name is correct one, student repo. So now what will happen? We'll see. Yes, still it is not initializing because the type we have specified by type. It should initialize by type. It should initialize by type. Okay, so it is not initializing. If I will give by name, if I will give by name here, by name, this one also by name, so Spring repo 1 is there, it will initialize. No qualifying bean, but it should be by name, no, student repo A and student repo. This is student repo, and here is the student repository. Sorry, the name is also not matching. By name also no one is found actually, because by name is, that is different. Name is actually student repository, this is student repository A, we can give it like that. Now it will work because name was also not same. Variable name was student repository, but bean name was student repo, that's why it was not initializing. Now this time it is initialized, see, it's working. So this is the use of initializations. If by name, and if by name is also not available, and if we will remove this one and name is also different here, for this one also I will give A, then what will happen? Will be, it will be initialized. Yes, it should be initialized, because what will happen here by name, if the bean of the same type with and the same name with the variable name, same as variable name is found, your Spring will initialize. Otherwise your Spring will go for the type. First it will do the priority for name, because by name we have specified. If by name is not found but any single bean is running, your Spring will initialize with the type. Okay, that's it. By type, that's it, it will work. This also will work by name and type. Yes, this is fine. Okay, so next one is by constructor. So here we will read this description. When auto wire attribute value is defined as by type, then Spring check whether any bean instance is available in the container of a variable property type is there. If only single bean found of a same type of variable or property name, then Spring will initialize that dependency with this bean. If not found, then Spring that dependency will be uninitialized, but your Spring will search for the type also, with type only. If type is not available, it will give no unique qualification, no unique bean definition exception. Okay, and here if you see, in this case what will happen, when AutoWire attribute value is defined as by name, then Spring check whether any bean instance is running in the container whose ID or name is same as the variable name. Then if the bean is found whose name is same as the variable or property name, then the type is also same, then Spring will inject the field with that bean. If the bean is not found, then Spring will go for the type. Is there any bean whose type is similar, whose type is same as the dependency type? If any bean is found in container, Spring will initialize with that. If that is also not found, in that case Spring will throw an exception. Which exception? Which exception? We will see here. That one we have already seen. Here what will happen? By name it will search. It is not founding by name, it will not found, and by type also it will not found. So what will happen? It will throw an exception, because the by default repository AutoWire, that is a true. So what will happen? No qualifying bean, no such bean definition exception. This will give no such definition bean exception. So what it is doing? Expecting at least one bean which qualify AutoWire candidate dependency annotations, but it is not there. So it is giving no such bean definition exception. No such bean. Okay, fine. No such bean definition exception. Here it will give no unique bean definition exception. Two are there, no, so unique bean is not there, but here no such bean definition, bean itself is not there. Okay, fine. Third one is with constructor, with the constructor. So in that case what we have to do? Constructor we need to define, and constructor will be used. So I will just comment this one. So now this will work. Yeah, so now here inside this student, here if you see this constructor, this AutoWire is there, but I want to initialize with the constructor. Okay, not this one, just go for student service, this student service. So this student service, just go for source constructor, and that's it. Now it is generating this constructor, and this AutoWire is we can remove from here. Now your Spring will search for Spring. Now we will tell to our Spring, please initialize this student repository with constructor, with the constructor, not by type, by constructor, by constructor. So just run this one. What is that error? Error is there. Is there is no error. Which error it is? There is no error at all, but error existing in your screen demo will launch. Proceed. What error we are not seeing? Okay, so now this is initializing. This is initializing through constructor also. Somewhere else is this error is there. Okay, spring configuration, this error is there, but okay. Okay, default constructor we will add. We'll add default constructor also, because it should, that is a good practice. It should be a default constructor also. If default constructor is not there, that is a bad practices. It should be there. Default constructor should be there. Okay, so that is fine now. Yes, using constructor it is initializing, but if I will give no, what will happen? Dependency will not be initialized. Explicitly you have to initialize. It will give null. Yes, null pointer exception. Why? Because student repository is not initialized. It should be initialized explicitly. Okay, fine. So this is the use of constructor. Constructor is nothing but it is the same as a by type only, but use a constructor to initialize the property. If no bean or more than one bean is found, then unsatisfied dependency injection. If you use constructor, suppose if you are using here constructor, but yes, so by constructor it will use the constructor initialization. So it is same type of single reference it is accepting, it is expecting, and it will initialize with that. If you use no, which means no auto wiring, and the dependency should be initialized explicitly, we have to initialize explicitly. Okay, so this is XML configuration. Next one we will go with Java configuration. So this is your Java configuration. So if you see this Java configuration, very minimal configuration you can see here. Repo name, this is the name of bean, and here we are creating the object and we are returning, and we are not initializing the repo name here also, because that will be initialized with this auto wired, also only. Here also we are using auto wired. So here if you see, if I run this one, yeah, so student repo object, so the student repo object. So here how here same as XML. In XML, how we are specifying the auto wiring mode by using auto wire attribute, and inside attribute we can specify the mode, like auto wire should be happen by name or by type or by constructor or no. So in XML we can do this configuration in XML bean tag itself, but in Java configuration that one is not there. Then how the object will be, or that will be auto wired. So in this Java configuration, we don't have the option to specify how it should auto wire, whether it should be auto wire using by name or by type or by constructor or no. We don't have that option to configure. Spring will automatically configure that one. Spring will automatically follow some approach. So what is that approach? What is that approach? If you see here, so what Spring will do, first Spring will search, is there any object of string is running with name, repo name, is there anything? So if any Spring is there any bean is running of a name repo, so Spring will initialize with that one. If no bean is running with this name, then Spring will automatically go with type. Is there any reference of type string is available, then Spring will initialize. If there is no bean or more than one bean is there, then no bean definition exception will come, and if more than one bean, then no qualifying bean. So it will follow in this way. So yeah, auto wired annotation initialize the fields with its object type. If exactly one bean, if you see here, from here if you understand here, what will happen in case of Java configuration? First, what will happen if exactly one bean of dependency type is available, only exactly one bean is available, student repository is available, then Spring container, then Spring will pick that and initialize the dependency with this bean. Otherwise Spring will throw no such bean definition exception, because exactly one bean is there, then Spring will not go with the name, Spring will directly initialize if one bean is there. Same as here, if you run this one, it is working. Yeah, so here if you see in this service, student service, so if one bean of student repository is available, only one bean is available, then Spring will directly go and initialize. If more than one bean of dependency types are available in a Spring container, then Spring will try to resolve bean ID against the variable name. It will go with the name now by default. First approach it will follow by type. If by type is not found, then it will search with by name. If by name is also found, then it will resolve with this one. If no by name is not there, then no unique bean definition exception, means more than one beans are available, the unique beans are not there. So this is the use of here. If you want to resolve the bean with the specified ID, then we have to use qualifier also. So here we will take another example. Suppose, so in this student service, first it will try to resolve with student repository, but name is not student repository. I have given the name as ABC, completely different name is, this is completely different name for student repository, but still it will initialize and it will work, because first it is checking with the type is there, student rep object, it is there, it is going with the type first, ABC, because name is not there. Second type, I have created what? I have created two objects, ABCD, this is ABCD, that is ABC, but this name I have given same, student repository, sorry, student service, student repository. So I have given the same name, for this one I have given the same name, but this is different. Now what your Spring will do? Your Spring will try to resolve with the name, because two types are there. First it is searching for type, first Spring will search for type, but for type two variables are there, two beans are available in our container of the same type. One is ABCD, another one is student repository, two are there. two are there, so it will go with the name. It will go with the name. But what if it is the name is the names are also different, ABC, ABCD? What it will give? No unique bean definition. It will give no unique bean definition exception, because the bean is different. The beans are different, not a unique. Unsatisfied dependency injection. No unique bean definition, no qualifying bean of type student repository available, expected single matching bean but found two, ABC and ABCD. So in that case, what you will do, what you can do, two beans are there but beans names are different, so you want to resolve with that name. Then what you can do, you can simply use here @ qualifier, here ABC, that's it. Now your Spring will what your Spring will do, your Spring will try to qualify, try to resolve this dependency with a bean whose name is ABC, and that should be type of student repository. Your Spring will try to do this one. Now this time this will work. Okay, this one is the starter. Yes, it is working. So this way we can do. Or else if we want to specify the name here, you can specify the name. What is the name? XYZ is the name. Now again, if you run this one, no qualifying bean, two beans are there, and the name of those beans are what? ABC and XYZ. ABC and XYZ, but it is searching for ABC because you have given the qualifier. No bean is there that is qualifying this one. ABC bean is not running. ABC type bean is not running. XYZ is there. XYZ is there. So because qualifier you are giving, then it is searching with by name. When you give qualifier, directly your Spring will searching with by name. But if you don't give this qualifier, then first your Spring will searching for exact type by type. By default your Spring will searching with by type. If by type is found, your Spring will initialize. If not found, then Spring will go with the name. Which name? Your variable name. Is there any bean? Is there any bean available in Spring container whose name is student repository? If it is there and that type is a student repository, Spring will initialize. If that is also not there, then no unique bean definition exception will found, because two beans found but that are a different name. So in that case you can use qualifier also. If you are specified qualifier, if you have specified qualifier, your Spring will directly go with by name. Your Spring will not search by type, by name only. So this time this will work again. So this is auto wiring. This is auto wiring. That's it. And here are the some of the types of bean dependency variable or properties. Because here if you see, this is our bean, student repository is our bean, student service is also our bean, and you will see the dependency type of student repository is a string. The dependency of student repository is a string. Here there can be n dependency, more than one dependency can be there, but currently there is a one dependency, and the dependency type is a string. And here if you see the student service, the dependency type is a student repository. So this is a custom type dependency. So like that there can be n number of type dependencies. So that is called type of bean dependency or variable or property. That can be a simple type like primitive, or wrapper like string, date, integer, int, float, boolean, that is a simple type. Simple type collection can also be there. In the same last session we have seen in our last session this one. This is a simple type collection only. Setter injection it is using. This is a set of long, simple type collection. Array of strings, simple type collection. List of strings, simple type collection. Map of strings, simple type collection. So this is a simple type collection. So dependency, bean dependency can be a simple type. Bean dependency can be a collection type. Simple type collection like list, set, map, array, property. That is a simple type collection. What is simple type? Simple type is primitive or wrapper, like string, date, integer, int, float, boolean, double, long, anything. That is a simple type. Simple type collection is a list, set, map, array of a type. Simple type, simple like integer, list of string, like that. Custom type, this is our custom type repository dependency. If you go for student service, this is our custom type dependency. Student repository is a custom type dependency. So this is a custom type dependency, and that can be a custom type collection also. Custom type collection like list of student, or list of service, list of address, list of customer, list of user, like set of user, map of user, array, properties, anything. That can be a custom type collection also. So simple type collection, custom type collection. Okay, so that can be the type of bean dependency or variable or property of a bean. Fine. Okay, in the next session we will see the scope of bean. What is the scope of bean, we will see. Okay, so I hope you like this session. Please subscribe my channel, and we will see you in the next session. Till that, bye bye, and thanks for watching.